Imagine this, December 1st, 1948. The sun rises over Adelaide's Somerton Beach, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. A couple takes their morning stroll along the pristine shoreline, enjoying the peace of early dawn. Then they see him, a well-dressed man, leaning against the seawall in what appears to be a peaceful slumber. But he isn't sleeping, he's dead. And 77 years later, despite DNA analysis, international investigations, and countless theories, we still don't know who killed him, why he was murdered, or even who he really was. Welcome to the mystery of the Somerton Man, the unsolved crime that continues to baffle investigators, captivate amateur detectives, and haunt Australia's collective memory. This is a case where every answer leads to 10 more questions, and the truth seems to slip further away with each passing year. When police arrived at Somerton Beach that morning, they encountered something deeply unsettling. The man appeared to be in his 40s, impeccably dressed in a white shirt, tie, brown suit, and polished shoes. There were no signs of violence, no blood, no obvious cause of death. He looked, by all accounts, like someone who had simply decided to rest by the ocean and never woke up. But the details told a different story entirely. The first strange discovery came when investigators examined his clothing. Every single identifying label had been meticulously removed. His shirt, his jacket, his trousers, even his tie had been stripped of manufacturer tags and laundry marks. Someone, whether the victim himself or his killer, had gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure this man could not be identified. In his pockets, police found a used bus ticket to Glenelg, an unused train ticket to Henley Beach, an aluminum comm, a packet of chewing gum, and cigarettes. No wallet, no identification, no money, nothing that could tell them his name. The autopsy only deepened the mystery. The pathologist found that the man's spleen was abnormally enlarged to 3 times its normal size. His stomach contained partially digested pasty, and there was congestion in his brain and stomach that suggested poisoning. Yet, despite extensive toxicology testing, no poison could be identified in his system. The pathologist concluded the man had likely died from heart failure induced by an unknown substance, possibly a rare poison that medical science in 1948 couldn't detect. Even more puzzling, the man's calves were unusually developed, suggesting he was either a dancer or someone accustomed to a very specific type of physical activity. For months, the case went cold. Police published photographs of the dead man in newspapers across Australia and internationally, hoping someone would recognize him. No one came forward. Then, in January 1949, investigators caught a break, or so they thought. A brown suitcase was discovered at Adelaide railway station, checked in around the time of the man's death. Inside were clothes, again with all labels removed, a stenciling brush, scissors, and a strange detail that made no sense, a thread card labeled T. Keane. Was this his name? Authorities searched exhaustively for anyone named T. Keane who had gone missing. They found nothing. But the most bizarre discovery was yet to come. In April 1949, 4 months after the body was found, a reporter received information about a scrap of paper that had been overlooked. Hidden in a tiny secret pocket sewn into the dead man's trouser waistband was a tightly rolled piece of paper. On it were printed 2 words, Tam Shud. Investigators quickly learned these were the final words of the Rub' Eid of Omar Khayyam, a 12th century Persian poetry collection. The phrase means ended or finished in Persian. Someone had torn this fragment from the final page of a specific edition of this book. The police made a public appeal, asking anyone who owned a copy of the Rub' Eid with a missing final page to come forward. In one of the most extraordinary coincidences in criminal history, a man came to the police with exactly such a book. He claimed he had found it thrown into his unlocked car, parked near Somerton Beach, around the time of the death. On the back cover of this book was a series of handwritten letters that appeared to be some kind of code MAR-GOABBD, followed by MTBMPNAP, with letters crossed out and rearranged in a way that suggested either a cipher or complete nonsense. Codebreakers from Australian and American intelligence agencies examined these letters. They tried every known cipher technique. They looked for patterns, substitutions, and hidden meanings. 77 years later, the code has never been cracked. Some experts believe it's a one-time pad, an unbreakable cipher used by spies. Others think it might be the first letters of words in a message, possibly a love note or poem. Still others argue it's meaningless scribbling designed to mislead investigators. The book contained something else too, a telephone number. It belonged to a woman living near Somerton Beach, a former nurse whose identity was protected for decades and who became known only as Justin. When questioned, she claimed not to recognize the dead man, though witnesses said she appeared shocked and nearly fainted when shown his plaster death mask. She admitted giving a copy of the Rubaiyat to a man during the war, but insisted it wasn't the same book and that the dead man was a stranger to her. She refused to cooperate further with the investigation. Theories have swirled for decades. Was the Somerton man a spy caught up in Cold War espionage? The timing certainly fit. 1948 was the height of post-war tensions, and Australia was a strategic location in the Pacific. The removed labels, the coded message, the possible poisoning with an undetectable substance, it all pointed to someone involved in intelligence work. Some researchers noted similarities to other cases of suspected Soviet agents found dead in mysterious circumstances. Others believed it was a crime of passion. Perhaps Jestin knew more than she revealed. Perhaps the Somerton man was a former lover, someone from her past who had returned at the wrong time. The poetry book, the beach location, the lack of struggle. It could suggest a romantic entanglement gone tragically wrong. But if she knew him, why did she deny it so adamantly? In recent years, modern technology has been applied to this decades-old mystery. In 2021, researchers exhumed the Somerton man's body for DNA analysis. In July 2022, an investigator claimed the man was Charles Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne who had worked on manufacturing instruments during the war. However, this identification has been disputed, with some experts questioning the DNA methodology and pointing out inconsistencies in the evidence. What makes this case so enduring is not just the mystery itself, but the sheer number of inexplicable details that refuse to align into a coherent narrative. Why remove all the labels? Why carry a torn fragment of poetry in a secret pocket? Why leave a coded message? Who was Jestin really? And what was her connection to all this? How did someone poison a man with a substance that left clear signs of toxicity, but couldn't be identified even with modern technology? Every answer in the Somerton man case opens new questions. Every lead ends in frustration. It's a puzzle where the pieces don't just refuse to fit together, they seem to come from entirely different puzzles altogether. The Somerton man case reminds us that even in our modern world of surveillance, DNA analysis, and advanced forensics, some mysteries remain stubbornly unsolved. Somewhere out there, the truth about what happened on that December morning in 1948 still exists, waiting to be uncovered. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries, true crime, and the cases that continue to challenge even the most experienced investigators, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the world's most perplexing cold cases. Drop a like on this video if the Somerton man mystery captivated you as much as it captivated us, and let us know in the comments what you think really happened. Was he a spy? A jilted lover? Someone with secrets so dangerous that even death couldn't reveal them? Join our community of truth seekers, and let's unravel these mysteries together. Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and remember that sometimes the most compelling stories are the ones that refuse to end.